Hi peeps, we're going to have a bit of fun today. I set up the YOLO Pro downstairs and I've HDMI'd out of the main computer downstairs into the YOLO box. I just want to see if I can get on screen everything from downstairs. That's how it should be downstairs, like that. Bear with me, I'm going to go downstairs. Sometimes you've got to have a bit of fun, haven't you? It can't all be serious. I know life is serious at the moment and our future doesn't look too great. But if you get the chance, then you need to break your stride a bit and do some different things. Right, so if we stand in front of it, I've set 2 cameras up, only 2. This thing will do a lot more. So this is the YOLO Pro, and it's a live streaming solution. So if I wanted to, and this is a really good thing, I could set multi-cameras up downstairs here. I could record it upstairs and I can record it onto this device. I could do both. But the good thing about recording it upstairs on the software, on the XSplit, is I can do a lot more. Now I can go and stand in front of the camera, and that'll be the one at the back there. That's Agnetha. That is a 4K camera, but at the moment I have to set it to 1080p. It's just a lot easier for the YOLO Pro and everything else. And this is the Sony X3000, and I absolutely adore that camera. It's a little cutie. So we're not talking too much about the state of the world because we know it's a shit show at the moment. Not likely to improve anytime soon, or maybe there will be some kind of false declaration, you know. That's what we're waiting for, isn't it? The false declaration of peace and security. But there you go. It goes on. Another week has gone by, and the shit show continues. Now, I happened to see the news the other day when I was at York Hospital, at the teaching hospital. I do the fire system there. And one thing that I came away with is the fact that NATO is getting stronger. Yes, 2 more extra countries have joined. So that's obviously not played into Putin's hands too well. But at the end of the day, people, it's still Anglo-America. They're the spearheading powerful forces right at the top. Great Britain, the little puppy that is holding onto the coattails of the United States. Anglo-America, the last human world power. Daniel's prophecy makes it clear that there isn't another human power that comes after them, which kind of really means that if there's no human power that's coming next, there must be a non-human power. And of course, Christian-minded people will know that as God's Messianic kingdom. That's the next thing to come. Man might have a dabble of his own new world order, but I do not feel as if he's going to be successful. I think he will be stopped in his tracks at some point. We just really, at this stage now, we just don't know how long. It's just going to keep, I don't know, it just sort of keep you on the edge of your seat. And as you're on the edge of your seat like that, you're waiting for something else to happen. It's very hard then just to fall back in your seat and relax at this time. I can't. I'm totally on the edge all the time. But there you go. So we'll go back upstairs now and we'll see whether it's still recording. Hope it's not glitched and stop recording. That would be quite disappointing. So let's go back into YouTube Studio. Right, I can see that it's still recording. So that's a good thing. So I can sit down here and let the focus come in. Now, I didn't set it to automatic focus. I think I set it to manual, but as I'm coming in, it's going to fuzz until you sit down where you've set the focus point. Now, I'm going to click on the XSplit to a clear page. And yeah, the idea of this video is to have a bit of fun, people. I can't do anything about the shit show. You know, it's there. It goes on. I'm only of flesh and blood. We all are. And we can't do nothing about it. We're just going to have to wait for a higher source of intelligence to call time. And yeah, I'm getting impatient, aren't we? Why are we getting impatient? Because we're human. And humans only live to 70 years and 10 on average. And they try and cram as much as they can in during the short time that they're on the earth. If you lived the life of a spirit creature, you wouldn't be cramming so much in, would you? You'd be taking your time. But there you go. Well, maybe if you're lucky enough to get through this system into God's new order and you have all that time on your hands, you'll probably be able to fulfill all your ambitions that you've always dreamed of. You'll be able to have a full realization that you can achieve that. That's what I always used to tell myself. When times got really hard, I always used to think about that and give it a focal point for my life. That I may have wanted to have played an instrument or something like that, a violin or a guitar or anything like that, but I didn't want to put all the time in. Well, I certainly didn't in Australia because I was out surfing all the time. And the last thing I wanted to do was learn how to play the piano or guitar, bass guitar. Took it up for 1 year and then I just missed the surf too much, so I gave it up. The only things that I did pursue with a real vigour and a real fervour and excitement was football, well, soccer in Australia. So I pursued that, played cricket and I played rugby, I skateboarded and I surfed and I went to meetings. And that was my life. And that were it. But there's so much more that we've missed out on. So I do admire people that have got a real talent. I was thinking that the other day when I saw Paul McCartney. And he's 80 years of age and he was up there playing his guitar. And all of a sudden I'm thinking, looks like me. I don't mean looks like me, my age group. It could pass off of as a 50-year-old. A middle 50-year-old. Not 80. Look at his youthful vigour. Playing all those tunes. Having all that rapport with all the other artists. I was in awe of him. I didn't realise he was just so talented. I mean, yeah, the Beatles, everybody says, oh, there hasn't been a group like them. And John Lennon was the driving force. No, not just John. All of them. George Harrison was a driving force. And they all supported each other as well. I really love that about them. When John was going through what he was going through with Yoko Ono and she was trying to drive that wedge in, the other Beatles understood and gave him his distance. And when George Harrison was meeting the Indian Swami and then learning about the mystic arts, instead of criticising George Harrison, they joined in. How great was that? That George had found something that made his heart feel at peace. And the others joined in and wanted to know about it as well. Yeah, very, very supportive group with the Beatles. I've never heard that they've had any sort of really bad falling outs. You know, not ones which would break a fan's heart, just normal falling outs, you know, just banter and John Lennon was the banter king, absolutely the banter king. When he told all those people who'd come to see the Beatles just to jingle their jewellery if they're having a good time, it used to make me laugh. Oh, he was so good at handling the press. Yeah, when they compared them to they compared the Beatles to Jesus, and but you understood why, don't you? Why that comparison came in there, because quite frankly, people would have been more interested at that time in booking a ticket to see the Beatles than to have made the time available to see Jesus Christ, if Jesus Christ was walking the earth at that time. So I get why John Lennon said what he said. But it didn't go down well, did it, in the Bible Belt areas? They wanted to crucify him, so to speak, verbally crucify him. Anyway, I am out of here, and I hope you're doing really well. So I'm going to finish off with this. Stay focused. Not long yet. It'll come when you least expect it. So when you're expecting it, it won't be there. Fall asleep. Get on with your life. Get preoccupied. And then it'll be there. Take everybody by surprise, like that thief in the night. Oh, hi.